Hello, today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. I'm Tony Mangino from TC2, and this is Staying Connected. In mid 2023, we covered Lumen's announcement that they would increase rates by almost 7.5% on services that were out of term and had rolled over onto a month to month basis. Well, we're back because Lumen has a new, even more egregious rate increase policy. I'm joined by my colleague, Teresa Knudsen, a fellow director here at TC2. Teresa, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Tony. It's great to be back, and I wish it was under better circumstances.
For sure. Tell us about Lumen's price increases.
I'll give you a little history. So, Lumen provided notice to its customers in May of 2023 that they were planning to implement a policy where, as you mentioned, the rates would go up by almost 7.5% for any services that were out of term. And Lumen described this policy change to basically support their continued investments in their network and product and service enhancements. And really, these rate changes started showing up for customers in the third quarter of 2023.
Okay, so bring us up to date. What's Lumen doing now?
Well, we're seeing another round of out of term rate increases by Lumen, and this time they're significantly higher. Some clients are seeing rate hikes anywhere from 10 all the way up to 40%, with many falling in the higher end of that range, around 30 to 40%.
Teresa, just think about the fact that the rates that are out of term are likely 2 to 3 years old and likely already well above market rates. Now, with Lumen's new price increases, the rates are even that much worse.
Yes, but to be fair, Lumen is well within its rights to raise the rates for out of term services as long as they give you 30 days written notice. Account teams have been communicating to their clients about these forthcoming rate increases, but Lumen is offering to negate this rate increase if you sign up for a 1 year renewal for the out of term services.
Well, how nice of them. This really puts Lumen at a competitive disadvantage as enterprise customers don't like to be held hostage. This definitely has the potential to sour Lumen's reputation with their enterprise customers, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Lumen is offering modest discounts for longer renewals. For example, if you do a 2 year renewal, they might give you a 7 to 10% discount off your current market rate. They might give you 12 to 15% if you look at a 3 year term. But keep everything in mind. Everything here with Lumen is about early termination fee or ETF risk. If you plan to keep circuits in place for the foreseeable future, by all means, look at a 1, 2, or 3 year renewal to avoid these egregious rate hikes. But don't just take Lumen's word for it on pricing. Make sure that you're benchmarking the services against the broader market so you know if you're getting a fair deal or not for the services that they're forcing you to do a term renewal on.
The strategy seems to push enterprise customers to take their Lumen services to market in a competitive RFP. And, ironically, a savvy customer may even choose to take a 1 or even a 2 year renewal to provide time to transition services away from Lumen.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right. And if you're in renewal discussions with Lumen, my biggest piece of advice is to go in with data. Have your current rates benchmarked against the market so you know what you're negotiating from and you have a position of strength. And keep in mind that we've seen plenty of cases where one's current pricing isn't consistent, especially on ports. So, for example, port pricing should all be the same for the same speed of ports, but that doesn't happen in Lumen's world. They do these one off quotes for services, and what happens is Lumen tends to have customized price points for individual ports over time that can leave customers with a patchwork of inconsistent rates.
So, Teresa, back to these rate increases from Lumen. What can companies do to gauge the risk?
Well, I would request a complete inventory of all your Lumen services from your account manager immediately. Make sure that that request that you put in says, I want to see not only the service details, but the contract start and end dates for all circuits. Lumen has a great inventory report that they can provide you very quickly to meet these needs. It usually takes 3 to 5 business days if you have a very knowledgeable account manager.
That report would be incredibly valuable as you can sort the services by contract end date, see where your exposure is, and then make plans on how to address with your account manager. We do see Lumen as one of the suppliers who requires individual circuit terms on the entirety of the circuit. That would be access, ports, et cetera. And often those circuit terms and that commitment can be problematic for any organization that is going through an IT transformation, like a move to SD-WAN.
Yes, and I think this rate increase is going to actually come back to bite Lumen as it will leave customers frustrated and angry And likely customers could exclude Lumen from future provisioning activities like RFPs. And keep in mind that these rate increases are compounded and made worse by the corresponding increase in taxes and regulatory fees that accompany a rate hike.
Thanks, Teresa, for this important and timely update. And for our listeners, if you'd like to discuss this further, I really do encourage you to contact Teresa, me, or any of our TC2 and LB3 colleagues because our experts know exactly how to help you get access to the right information in order to quantify the potential magnitude of this risk for your environment and create a strategy to effectively mitigate that exposure. You can also stay current by subscribing to Staying Connected, by checking out our websites, and by following us on LinkedIn.